Joaquin, you know, a few days ago, you gathered with the community and business leaders to introduce the McAllen Nearshoring Industrial Park. You said this development brings innovation, progress, and prosperity to our community. Please tell us why you have so much passion for our community.
Hello, everyone. One question, how many hours do I have? Is it 10 minutes? 10 minutes? I just want to clarify what John and Eddie were saying. Yes, we had a great program. It was canceled because of COVID, but it went very well. Actually, what we were doing, we were getting all the employees on Wednesday, 12 o'clock. We will pay for lunch. They will get a certificate, and we will give them a bonus. And we had classes ranging from OSHA, safety, forklift operators. We actually had a history class, and it was very successful. Sometimes you need to get your employees and put them to do something completely different of what they do normally, no? And it was very successful. Well, I went to school to UTRGV with a friend of mine, Noé, and he's actually here just to see if I actually learned English in the past 40 years. But when we took the class, the speech class, they told us, when you don't know what to say, just tell them a story. That's your way out. So I'm gonna tell you a story. When I started doing business, I was in college. I was a sophomore, and we opened up a construction company. I was 23. We got the distributorship of a metal building out of a company out of California. And me and a partner, we started selling. We started selling, trying to get a project. 1 year later, we were able to get one. It was a $330,000 contract, $330,000 contract. And believe it or not, we asked my client to give us 10% down, and he gave us a check for $33,000. It took us a month to deposit the check because we didn't have a company. The only thing we had was a business card, letterheads, and a very good attitude. 1 month later, we had a staff, we were building, we were solving the issues that we had. When we started, we didn't know the difference between a rebar number 4 and a rebar number 5. 6 months later, we had finished the building. And the reason I want to mention that is that there is a difference. I took a class in Monterrey lately, and there is a big difference between an entrepreneur and an administrator. And the biggest difference is how you approach things. Administrator, they want everything in their place before you do anything. You want, it's already laughing, but it's true. You want your accounts department perfect in place. You want your operations department. You really want to talk to a lawyer. You want to have everything organized before you move one foot. The entrepreneur is completely different. He sets up a goal. He starts searching for that goal. And once he gets the contract or the opportunity, then he starts solving the issues. And one of the main responsibilities of an entrepreneur is actually solving the assets, the resources that you need in order to accomplish your goals. So the reason I was invited to the panel, it was to mention this. What do we do in the McAllen Nearshoring campus? This is what I think we need to call the RGB Industrial Revolution. The RGB Industrial Revolution is the nearshoring opportunity. And we have a way, we can approach these 2 ways. We can wait, get everything organized, get all the employees, get all the facilities ready before we go out and get opportunities. Or we can do it the entrepreneur way and go get the opportunities. And once we get the industry moving over to the valley, then we solve the issues. When I see the UTRGV, when I see STC, you couldn't be prouder. I mean, these guys, they can solve any employment issues that we have here in the valley. If there is let's talk about LNG. LNG is moving to Bronzeville. They are bringing 6,000 employees. I mean, were they going to be waiting for the employees to be ready, standing outside the office with a application form? No, they were going to move to the valley, they were going to start construction, and through the process, they were going to start solving issues. And believe me, we have the resources here to solve every issue. We've done it the past 30 years, ever since we signed the North American trade agreement, and we are going to solve all the issues that come our way in the next 30 years. That's my personal opinion. So why the Industrial Revolution? Industry is my personal opinion, is the engine. If you have a industry moving into the area, moving to the RGB, and I'm going to press RGB, then you have economic prosperity. And this is the Hidalgo County Economic Prosperity Task Force. So this is economic prosperity. Once you have industry here, then the retail sales go up. You have housing development booming. You have the reduction of property. So the first thing we need to concentrate on is actually bringing industry to the valley. But we have a problem, big problem. Nobody knows who we are. The only guys that know who we are is the guys here and about 1 million people here in the valley. No one else knows. Whatever they tell you, they don't know. And I have a story. Go back to the stories where you don't know what to say. I went once, I was starting my business, we went to Memphis, and we sat down with the logistics VP of a huge company called Donovan. The guys have been doing business with Mexico for 40 years. So I went over there and I was offering my services, and I was talking, and I had slides and presentations, and probably half an hour later, the guy tells me, hold on a second. He goes outside the office, he comes back with a map, and he tells me, where are you located? The guy had been doing business in Mexico for 40 years. He didn't know where the RGV was located. That's the way, that's real. So then when we were coming back, I was telling my partner, there is no way we are going to sell our services if we don't sell the RGB first. There is no way we are going to get any development, prosperity, economic, property reduction. There is no way we're going to accomplish any of these goals if we don't sell the RGB first. That's the way I look at it. So I think that we have two solutions. One is working together. Both are working together. But one is how is the money being spent? And I have an issue with it. Because you have the McAllen Economic Development Corporation, you have the Port of Bronzeville, you have COSTEP, you have RGB Partnership, that is here someplace. You have everyone spending money in economic development. In my business, we spend over $500,000 in economic development ourselves. And if you talk to Vantage or you talk to LNF, they're spending a lot of money as well. If we were able to do a census of how much money is spent every year in economic development, the amounts are huge. But everybody's doing something on their side. Nobody's organized. That money is not being multiplied. There is no synergy between all of us. So you have the private sector and the public sector, everybody working their way, nobody knowing exactly what's going on. We don't have enough information. Probably when I was hearing the presentation of Dr. Peak, I was impressed. He's giving us the real story. Where are we? Where do we come from and where are we going? That information is there. What we need to do as entrepreneurs or EDOs or any organization that is interested in economic development, we need to gather the information that is already there, the information that COSTEP has, the information that Eddie and John worked on, that Josh has been putting all together. Grab it, go out there, play it, win an industry to come over here. But we need to get organized. We need to make sure that the dollar spends are multiplied. That's the first one. The second one, we need a comprehensive marketing. I'm not doing that bad. We need a comprehensive marketing strategy that involves both the private and the public sector. We need to get everybody organized, and we need to break it into pieces. What is happening is that you have an EDO, an EDC, that goes to Mexico City, and they do a great presentation. Great. But then next week, there's another EDC going to the same place. We're wasting our time. And all these EDCs are promoting their city. We're wasting our time. Nobody, I'm sorry, I'm going to say it out loud, nobody cares who you are. If you are from Alamo, they don't care. If you are from Bronzeville, they don't care. We need to push the RGB, because then they're going to see that it's a region. But when they say Alamo and they Google Alamo, they don't care. When they see that it's Bronzeville to Zapata, it makes sense. So we need to start pushing. We need to divide. We need to have a very strategic marketing plan for everybody, and everybody that is doing something to get organized and say, okay, you know what, guys? I'm very good in Vancouver. I have some connections. I'm going to be pushing the RGB in the Vancouver area. And I'm going to meet with the Economic Development Corporation of Vancouver and with the Association of Manufacturing Companies, and I'm going to meet with all the city officials, and I'm going to take care of Vancouver. And CIL, I'm going to be playing Vancouver. So here comes, for example, McAllen. McAllen has been doing a very good job in South Korea. Leave South Korea for McAllen. You can see, I'm going to probably say something that I should be saying, but let's say San Benito. Let's say that San Benito doesn't have a big budget. Go to Houston. Take care of Houston. Go to all manufacturing associations in Houston and talk about the valley. So suddenly you're going to have all these ambassadors taking control of different areas in the world. It could be China, it could be South Korea, it could be, for example, the Port of Bronzeville was telling us that they have a lot of influence in the northern part of Europe, and they say we can take care of that. It's great. So you have all these different organizations taking care of different areas of the world and doing something we need to do to be selling exactly the same concept, the RGB. That's my personal opinion. We won't accomplish anything. I'm going to say something that might sound wrong, but we're not going to accomplish nothing, anything. If we keep on gathering together, talking to each other, coming out very nicely in all the pictures in the Rio Grande Guardian and different media here, it doesn't work. We can be talking to each other. We're preaching to the choir. I mean, there's no sense of me trying to convince Adam that we are a great region. He already knows. We need to go out there. Actually, Adam is going to La India next year. That's what we need to do. We need to get out of the valley. We need to get organized. We need to work together and go out and bring business to the RGB. Let me close this.